I mean, this is the problem with the Epstein files in general. Like, they can't run out the clock. I don't understand what their game plan is. Just release the files. At some point, he's going to have to bring the United States Congress back, the House back. He's going to decide pretty soon if we're coming back next week. At this point, it's not clear if he cares.
Greg Landsman, Democrat from Ohio, joins us now. Thanks so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start on the question of the shutdown of the government. And there has been a lot of finger pointing going on about who is to blame. This is Representative Mike Flood. This is number 15 right here on the POTUS channel with Julie Mason yesterday, Republican from Nebraska. Let's listen.
Seems like nobody wants to shut down the shutdown until they have their chance to walk the streets. And, I think that's bad form. I don't think Americans understand that. I think Americans want to see their government open. And what we've offered them is exactly their own budget that they voted before. But Chuck Schumer, he did the right thing back in March. He's a pro. He knew the calculus. He voted to fund the government, and he unfairly slammed by the left for it. And he's not going to make that mistake again, apparently.
Do you think that in the end, Congressman Landsman, the Democrats are going to be blamed for the shutdown as it continues?
I don't think so. I mean, most people are watching what's happening, and they're seeing a couple things. One is that at the moment, Republican lawmakers in the House aren't coming to work. Like this is the third week in a row where they haven't shown up. And people don't have high expectations for their elected officials, but they expect them to work. Number two is they know that the Republicans are fully in charge. The president is not just president and has the House and the Senate, but congressional Republicans will do anything he tells them to do. So if Trump says, look, I need you to get a bipartisan budget, just get in a room and get this done, reopen the government, protect people's health care, they'll do exactly that. And then they're on the wrong side of this 80-20 issue. They just continue to sort of make this fight about health care and Obamacare sort of central to what they're doing, and they keep losing that fight. Most Americans support the extension of these Affordable Care Act subsidies. They need them. 22 million Americans rely on these things. And so, most people are watching this and saying, reopen the government. But I do get the point that it needs to be reopened in a way that protects my health care.
And yet they are making this about illegal immigrants. And look, most of that is not true. There is some element of funding that goes to hospitals where people who are in the country illegally would be able to get treatment, right, at hospitals when they don't have insurance, et cetera. So there is a kernel of truth in the comment about the dispute between Democrats and Republicans with regard to health care for illegal immigrants.
Not in the sense that, yes, if you get shot or you end up at an emergency room, those emergency room nurses, doctors under federal law have to take care of you no matter what. But in terms of Medicaid, federal dollars being used for anyone other than an American citizen, that's not true. Like it is also federal law that if you're if you're using federal Medicaid dollars, federal dollars in general, you have to be an American citizen. And I think people are going to find out pretty quickly when they get their letters November 1, if they are in the marketplace, they're going to get a letter saying, look, your premiums are going up, and they're going up because Congress did not extend the Affordable Care Act subsidy, and they're going to think to themselves, wait a minute, I'm an American. I thought this was about illegal or undocumented immigrants, and I think a week or two in November, the American people are going to push back on Republicans saying, wait, the 24 million Americans that are going to be affected by this are all Americans. There's not a single undocumented person getting these subsidies.
So let me ask you, Congressman Greg Landsman, Democrat from Ohio. There is a new polling out. CNN was talking about it today, that Democrats' chances of retaking the House had been 83% in April of 2025. This is Harry Enton on CNN saying now we're talking about a 63% chance while the GOP's chances up like a rocket, up from 17% now to a 37% chance. And he said that part of this was that Democrats were no longer on pace with polling from 2017, the year before Trump's first midterm elections. Are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried for our democracy. I mean, part of it is obviously the redistricting fight that Trump is pursuing, and that's just cheating. I mean, they're just going to redraw maps in order to win elections they wouldn't have otherwise won, and now they have a Supreme Court that is going to potentially further upend the landmark Voting Rights Act of 1965 and make it even more difficult for Democrats to win in these House races. But ultimately, you fight for the things you believe in. The core values of the Democratic Party, and perhaps they haven't been as clear, are the core values of the country, right? So American values are justice for all, opportunity for all, fairness, and liberty, freedom. Those are the things that, the party that I am part of and believe in, that those are our values. And what we're seeing in this country at the moment, has to do, you're seeing the infringement on personal liberties. You're seeing justice not being, provided for all. You're seeing opportunity fade away. The American dream is starting to become something so distant from most Americans because they can't afford Trump's America, right? Like their housing costs have gone up, their food costs are gone up, their healthcare costs are about to skyrocket. It's bad. And so I do think, it does require Democrats to lead in a much more compelling way. But it also means that people should be pushing back on the rigging of these elections.
And look, and I agree, that this is cheating. The response, as you know, is, well, Democrats have engaged in gerrymandering in a lot of places as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least in California, they're taking it to the ballot, A, so they're asking voters. But B, they're only doing it in response. Like they would 100% walk away from it.
Right. But but the argument has been that they've done it before, right?
Sure.
In other places. Yeah.
I guess then C, the only thing that really matters is that when push comes to shove and there's been a vote on ending partisan gerrymandering, every Democrat voted for it 2 years ago and every Republican voted against it.
And we had an expert on gerrymandering on the show who actually assessed all of the gerrymandering and said that the Republicans, even before Texas, had a slight advantage in terms of how many seats they had gerrymandered nationally. I want to play something that Speaker Johnson said about the Mideast peace agreement and Democrats. This is number 8. This is what he said a couple days ago.
Because they're afraid, again, as I said in the press conference, of their Marxist base. They're afraid of the radical left, the growing number of radical leftists in the Democrat Party who will attack them if they say anything positive or affirmative about President Trump and his work. And it is a great shame and a great danger.
Fair criticism of Democrats?
I mean, I don't know. Not a me. I supported the strike on the Iran facilities, and obviously I support this agreement, though I desperately need this administration and Trump to stay engaged. My biggest worry is that this guy's just going to, go on to other things. He doesn't have a big team working on this, and this is so complicated, and you're already seeing, Hamas not adhere to their part of the hostage release plan. They're not giving the bodies back, particularly the women, which raises serious questions about what they did to these women. Two, they're not disarming. And so it's going to require an enormous amount of U.S. leadership. And yeah, I mean, I think you've seen a ton of Democrats say, like, good job. the president.
And to be clear, good
Yeah.
job, Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
you give Donald Trump
exactly.
specifically credit, right?
I've seen a ton of Democrats say, "Good job, Donald Trump, for digging in here." And at least I'll just speak for myself. Just stay dug in. Like my biggest worry again with this guy is that he's just not going to be paying attention to this next week, and it's going to fall apart. Now, if he stays engaged, then yes, good job. That we need this. This war needs to end, and you have to free Gaza from Hamas. It is a terrorist organization. I mean, look what they've done in just the last couple of days. They're just going around shooting and torturing, killing people they don't like, and it's chaos. And this is who Iran funds. And if you can get these Arab countries to all work together to marginalize Iran, get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis, you will have peace.
I want to talk about this, I guess, Congresswoman-elect, Adelita Grijalva, I think that's the pronunciation, and the fact that so far she has not been sworn in. Is there anything that you guys can do here? I mean, I guess they're filing some sort of lawsuit here. It seems kind of ridiculous that Speaker Johnson won't swear her in, and as a result, she can't vote, in particular on the release of the Epstein files, but she can't vote, period. Anything you guys can do here?
Yeah. So to your point, the Attorney General in Arizona has said, look, please do this in the next couple of days. Otherwise, we are going to file a lawsuit. We certified her yesterday at 1. This is Arizona. These are election officials. She is now officially the winner. Not that was something that should have stopped you from swearing her in, nor is it something that has stopped speakers from swearing in folks, within a couple of days. And just so everyone knows, they're both here in D.C. The speaker's here, and the Congresswoman is here. I guess Congresswoman-elect, because she hasn't been sworn in yet, which is absurd. She can't even get in the building. By the way, it's really disrespectful. But most days there's a pro forma session where the House is opened up. It's constitutionally required. I can explain that if anyone's interested, but then they do the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer, and as long as there's no legislative business, they gavel out. They can tomorrow, if they wanted to, during the pro forma session, they could swear her in. He could swear her in, and the only reason he doesn't is because of the Epstein files. There's no other reason.
Well, let's let him respond. This is Speaker Johnson. This is number 23.
With regard to Grijalva, our dear friend from Louisiana, Julia Letlow, won a special election back in 2021. It was in March, as I remember. Speaker Pelosi took 25 days to administer the oath of office to her. Now, no Democrats, jumped up and down and screamed about that, nor do I recall any Republicans, because everybody understood this is the process of the House. You do it as soon as you're able to do it. Ms. Grijalva won her election, and credit to her. She's going to fill her father's seat. I congratulate her. We're happy for her to serve. I'm going to be happy to administer the oath to her, as I am to every member who wins who is duly elected to this body. It's a great honor. But she won her election after the House was out of session. So we've not had a full session. She deserves to have all the pomp and circumstance that everybody else does. She deserves to have a full House of members and go down and do the speech and have her family and friends in the balcony.
So what do you make of that argument, Congressman?
She's not asking for the pomp and circumstance. She's not asking to give a speech. Like, most members don't care about giving a speech. She just wants to be sworn in, and then she wants to walk over and sign the Epstein discharge petition. Like, that's what she wants to do, and she wants to be able to get her keys to her office so that she can start hiring staff, or at least begin, to have a place to work out of. That's all crap. It's all crap. And I assume that in 2021 it was a COVID thing, but there was certainly no controversy about it. The only reason he is not swearing her in, again, which he could do tomorrow during the pro forma session or the day after, because that's what she wants and she's here waiting for it, is because he does not want her to sign the discharge petition releasing the Epstein files. When do you think she will get sworn in? I mean, this is the problem with this and the Epstein files in general. Like they can't run out the clock. I don't understand what their game plan is. Just release the files. At some point, he's going to have to bring the United States Congress back, the House back. And I don't know, is he going to, he's going to decide pretty soon if we're coming back next week. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, it's not clear if he cares.